In today's video, I'm actually going to be showcasing you guys how to color grade your music videos. Now, I've done one of these videos before, but I didn't showcase how to do it in depth, in detail, and how I would color grade, let's just say, around 3 different scenes within a music video. So that's what I'm going to show you guys today. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you're enjoying the content that you're seeing so far, make sure that you smash that like button. But before we head into today's video, I want to shout out my preset packs. The link for it will be in my description, and I will be using some of them effects within this video. So let's get into it. So of course, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have your clips and the part of the video that you want to color grade. Now, just for today's practice, of course, if you're a music video director, you're going to have all your clips in here. All the clips are going to be piled up on each other because they're going to be synced together, okay, with the song at the bottom here. But in today's video, I'm just going to be using Essential C and the Little Baby video as a example. Okay, so for me, what we can do is to actually get this down to like a S-Log3 look. We're just going to fiddle about with the basic corrections. So for the contrast, I'm just going to bring it all the way down to 0. For the saturation, I'm going to bring it down to around, I'd say 35. And then for the shadows, around 250. Okay, so as you can see now, if you actually have a good eye for S-Log3 or videos that you know that looks like it has no color grade on it, this is what they typically kind of look like. Okay, so once we've kind of got that look, next thing you want to do is basically go to adjustment layer, click OK, get your adjustment layer up and put it on top of your clip that you want to color grade. Now, some of you may like to color grade differently. You might want to click on your actual clip, the one that you filmed, and you want to go to source. Now, that's how I color grade, but for today's video, I'm just going to be showcasing it through an adjustment layer because I want to do it on this example, and there's no other way to do it without the adjustment layer in the way that I'm doing it. Okay, you're going to click on adjustment layer, you're going to go to input LUT, and we're going to go down to summer because I mean it is summer now, so we want to give it that sort of look. And already if we press play, you can kind of see this is the grade we have given it. Okay, this is my preset, one of my LUTs that I created myself, but I feel like we can actually tweak this. So this is what I usually do. I add my LUT, see how it looks, but I don't just leave it like that. Now, some of you may do that, but in my opinion, I feel like you're missing out on a lot of other colors, a lot of other textures that you can get your video to look like if you just perfect it in the way that you want it to be. So as you can see, I've put my LUT in. Okay, so the next thing that I usually do is I start to adjust the contrast. So I'll bring more contrast in. Okay, so I'm going to do around 50 for the contrast. I'm going to look throughout the video. I'm going to see what it's kind of looking like. It's kind of looking like a dull summer's day, if that makes sense. So we're going to add up the highlights just a little bit. We're going to probably put it to around 50, the same as that. And then for the shadows, again, we can bump this up ever so slightly to around maybe 30. So now when we look back at this video, we can kind of see it's a little bit more brighter. It looks more like a summer's day now. So, you know, it looks like it's just about to hit nighttime, but you know, it's that hot day. So that's the kind of look that we've got. Now for the next part you want to do, once you've done your main little basic adjustments, you can touch the temperature and the tint, but it all depends on the sort of video that you're going for. And now with this video, I don't really want to do that with the tint and the temperature, but what I am going to do is I'm going to go to creativity and I'm going to fiddle around with these options here. Okay, so for the sharpness, let's just show you guys. If I put this to 100, look how gritty that looks. Now we don't want that look, but I'm actually going to add some sharpness onto this. Okay, so we're going to put around, let's just say, you know, let's just say 10% sharpness here. And then for the vibrance, if I up this all the way, you can see what sort of colors we're getting. Okay, but for the vibrance, I'm only going to push it up ever so slightly, just to around, let's just say 25%. Okay, and then for the saturation, we're going to bring it up a little bit. I usually do around 115. Okay, so now if you watch this back, you can kind of see what sort of look we've got. If I turn it off, that's what it looks like without a grade. When I turn it on, that's our grade. So you can see we've actually color graded this quite nicely. And if I change where the video is, you can see that is our color grade now. This is a nice grade. I'm liking this so far. So the next thing that I usually do is, if it's possible to see what it kind of looks like, I touch the shadow tint right here. So if it's a cold day, sometimes I usually go for that blue look. Now if it's a summer's day, I go for the more orangey temperature look. But for this day, because we've got clouds, I want to kind of give it a blue sort of theme. So we're gonna touch it up and we're gonna put it around here for the blue theme. So now when we watch it back, we've got that blue look, okay, but it may be just a little bit too much, so we're just gonna add it back up there, around there. Now if you really want to, you can touch the highlights, okay, so these are the highlights for your video, and you can really make this even more blue if you wanted to. So let's just see an example. Okay, so this is when he's outside right here. So if we actually, sorry, my quality is really bad, I should have put that on full from the beginning. So if we actually put it around here and we just put the highlight tint on a different kind of color, so if we did blue on the shadow tint and then kind of orange, kind of hot day on the highlight tint, maybe that would look good. So now when we look at it, it's like a mixture of both. You've got the blue tint, but you've also got that orange kind of summer's day look. Now personally, I don't really like that. I'm liking the way the blue tint kind of looks, and to be honest with you, I'm kind of color grading it to how the video actually looks. I don't know if you guys did realize that, but that's what sort of style I'm going for, with that blue tint but with a nice grade with it. The next thing I go onto is the curves. Okay, so with this you can actually click on the bottom here, or you can click in the middle, and you could decide how you want your video to look in terms of the brightness for the middle part. So we're gonna up this just a little bit, and we can bring this down later if we feel like we don't like the look of it. And then for the bottom piece, we're gonna bring the curves down just a little bit. Okay, so that is the last thing I usually touch up on the curves. I don't really go too deep in terms of these options here, but what I usually do is I add some extra sauce to my grade after, when I'm finished with it. So if we look at this now, you can see this grade is a lot better. You know, we've got all the colors out, we've got all the main features that we want. You know, it's very vibrant, your clips look nice, there's nothing too grainy or, you know, too oversaturated, or there's too much vibrance. It's just clean, because again, if we turn this off, that's what our grade looked like with no colors. And now look at the colors and the cinematic look that we have just from using a LUT and grading on top of it. And that is exactly how I color all of my music videos. Now the next thing that I would usually do is I would go to effects and I would type in glow. Now some of you guys might not have this plugin. This is not my preset. I'm not sponsoring this plugin either, but I have purchased this quite some time ago. So you can use this uni.glow, and what that's going to do is it's going to give a nice look to your grade. Okay, so if we go to effects controls, this is a little too bright right now, but if we go to intensity, we can just slowly bring this down. 0.2 might be a little bit too bright, but if we look at the video, we can kind of see what we're looking at, okay, in terms of the brightness and in terms of what we've got with the glow. Now I feel like if we did 0.1, we'll get much of a better look. So that is what I would usually do with the color grading. It doesn't take me that long, but it all depends on the look that you're going for. For example, if you want your video to be in like a trippy concept and you really want the colors to pop, then you're going to spend more time on it. But if you're just looking for like a standard grade, like a seasonal grade, so if you're looking for a winter type look, or if you're looking for a summer type look, these sort of LUTs is going to help you the most. So that is it for this section of the video. The next thing I'm going to do is basically find a different part in this video that we have, and I'm going to color grade that scene because the scenery will look much different. All right, so we're going to again go to adjustment layer, and we're going to add this on top of our clips. Okay, so this is already, you know, not graded. We don't need to adjust that again. So we're going to click on adjustment layer again, and we're going to go to input LUT. Now we can either use dusk or gully, because I know that these two are, you know, kind of suitable for this sort of shot. So I'm going to try gully first. Okay, so it's like a nice cold evening, if that makes sense. So already you can tell the look that we've got here. Okay, no grade with the grade, you can already tell what we're getting. So the first thing I'm gonna do again is I'm gonna get a preview for this so I can see as I'm grading it. So around here, and we're just gonna slightly adjust our contrast to around 40, and then we're gonna bring down the highlights. I think the highlights are a little bit too high here, and we just might bring up the shadows a little bit to around 35. And then for the creativity part, we are going to add a little bit of vibrance, around 20. And for the saturation, we're gonna do around 110. And we're gonna make this like more of an orange. And we're gonna make this more of like an orangey kind of greeny look. And for the curves, I'm gonna click the bottom piece and the middle piece again, and I'm just gonna bring that just down a little bit. Okay, not too dark, but just a little bit. So now when we look back at the footage, you can see what sort of grade we are getting. So now when we press play, you can see the look that we've got with this video for the night shots, and I think this looks dope. I think this looks sick. If I actually color graded it like this, I would like it for real. Again guys, if you would like these LUTs that I'm applying to these clips in this video, be sure to go in the link in my description and get them today. Like I always say, appreciate you guys for all the support, and if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, smash that like button if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.